All right, good morning, guys. It is the morning of my race, running an 8K today, and so far feeling pretty good this morning. Been trying to get well rested throughout this week, and the plan for today. I don't really have a plan for today. I'm running unattached. I'm not really sure what I'm capable of right now. It's supposed to be a fast course. It's flat, and yeah, if so, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I don't know really what I'm doing. Never ran an 8K before, and it's been a long time since I've run cross country. So it's gonna be an interesting day, and just gonna try to have fun. And the plan is to go out there. I'm not gonna be wearing a watch or anything, and just race. So obviously I'm not going to be in contention for any sort of win or anything, but win in my own books. So, we'll see what happens, and if I can get a little bit of footage of the race, I will. But if not, then this will be a mere just recap of how I felt and how everything went. So we'll see if we can get some footage. If not, it's all right. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves out there, and I hope that you guys can enjoy this video as well. So, yeah, gotta finish getting ready, and we'll see you there. All right, guys. So, what's going on? It has been nearly a week now since my cross-country race that I had, and now I'm here to talk about it. How to go, and we got a little bit of footage that we will be showing you. First, I'm going to kind of set the scene a little bit and kind of lead you into how I was feeling before the race. So Saturday, October 16th was the race, and going into it, the week felt, pretty decent. I was really thankful for the kind of few easy days that I had leading into it. The taper, really quite welcomed, feeling a lot better, but still, kind of dreading running a little bit. And so, on the race day, felt pretty fine, got a decent amount of sleep, had some breakfast, had some coffee, because the race wasn't until 11:30. Did a little shakeout and, headed to the race. Not that far of a drive, like 45 minutes, nothing crazy. So get there, and I'm warming up, and this is my first time ever at a collegiate cross-country race. I've ran community college, intercollegiate, but this is like being around like a few, Division I schools, and just the vibe, and just feeling it out. And it's a little it's also my first race in a long time, especially cross country race. I haven't ran cross country since 2019, so I'm pretty far removed from racing in general, and even track racing. I raced two 1,500-meter races in a big group, so that those are factors involved as well. So taking it all in, warming up and everything, and so going into it, I didn't really have a bit of a race plan. It's 8K, like 5 miles, and I've ran a 10K before. I've raced a road 10K before, a few times. Never a cross country. I've ran 4-mile cross country races, but still not much of a strategy. I was just gonna go out and try to feel good through about 2.5 miles. About through halfway of the race, I was going to try to feel good, and then after halfway, I was going to start to try to increase the pace. I was going to try to push it a little bit, and I wasn't going to wear a watch because I just wanted to go out and just feel how it was, and just to enjoy myself, and just to race, and just to be out there. Not try to worry about paces or times or anything, but just to run, just for running. So, and going into it expectation wise, I think that I was like, oh, I could run, maybe a low, mid 25s, 5:05 per mile would be like a fantastic race if I could. And so, but we're not really too hard expectations in my mind. And so, the gun goes off, and within after like probably 200 meters, right? Still fresh into the race, I was like, man, I want this to be over already, and probably not a good mindset to have when you're going into a longer race. I mean, it's not super long, but 25 minutes of, intense running it's like it gets spread out, that's a decent amount of time. And, the miles, just like the first mile felt like it took a long time to come around. And I'm not even sure what my splits were. And, it's not really my fault necessarily. The course was a weird course. I've never, we were just running around in circles we did like four loops. And so when you're running like the same loop 3 times, it's like, it's not the best. So, and it was some uphill and some downhill, it was like whatever net uphill, net downhill, and, nothing crazy, pretty gradual, but, I guess it had enough of an impact to the other people, not really to me too much. It was just, whatever, pretty consistent. And I went out at a pace and, that felt, pretty comfortable. I could sit here and I could tell you that I've ran plenty of practices, even leading up to this, that were a lot harder than this race. It did get tough towards the end, but you're racing. That's to be expected. So, so not really wanting to push it too hard either. And unfortunately, around like halfway through, I started to get a pretty bad cramp. And I normally, I haven't gotten a cramp in a race in a long time. So this was weird. And I think it didn't really affect me too much, but in the sense of just, and I was just pushing through it, and didn't probably increase the pace as much as I would have hoped, and I just kind of just kept going along. I didn't really get passed by a lot of people. I think I passed, I think I definitely probably negative splitted it, or at least people just went out harder, and I just maybe remained more consistent, but I passed, I was working my way up. I was passing people without really, even trying too hard. And so, with about a lap to go, a little bit over a mile, I was just focusing on getting to the last lap, and, started to try to push it the best I could the last lap, and, came in through and, tried to sprint the best I could, and, not really going deep or anything. I can tell you that, wasn't necessarily going deep or really wanting to go deep. But, I put in the effort and finished the race. And, I think, I finished in a time of 25:53. And, looking now at that time, I'm proud of that time. I'm happy with that time. It's, the fastest I've ever ran. And, just to think, 4 years ago, I ran a 4-mile race, and, probably could probably run a 4 mile race in, maybe just under 5:20 per mile pace on like a similar course. And, so definitely a lot of improvement, but definitely I don't think what my fitness is at the current moment. And to delve into kind of, how I felt after the race, it's racing is a lot of ups and downs, right? So there's a lot of adrenaline. You're in a really big high, and then you kind of crash at the end, and you know, depending on who you are, and especially when you're by yourself racing, you can. It's a lot easier to be harder on yourself and to be more, you know, more, harder. It's just easier to be harder on yourself. And so after taking a few days of kind of reflecting on it, uh, I have been burnt out of running for, quite a while now. I definitely didn't go about preparing for, racing in the long-term scheme of things in the best way as I could have. After my summer kind of track season, I should have taken more time off and I should have given it more thought into how I was going to prepare for this season. Given I didn't really know if I was going to have a season, and this isn't not even really a season, but it's my season. So I should have definitely given it more foresight, but I didn't. And I just trained the best I could, building up to this. And, it definitely played a role. I had heavy fatigue in me. Maybe not necessarily in my legs, but just in my body, just in my mindset and in my overall willingness to run. And so that kind of leads me to kind of where we are now. And so far I haven't ran, and it's Thursday. I haven't ran in, since Saturday. So taking this time now to, rest and reflect on how my training has been so far and kind of where it might be headed into the future, and giving myself the much needed break that I haven't given to myself since I can't even really tell you the last time I took an entire week off of running. So, we learn these things as we get older, and I always sometimes feel that I maybe should have been better than that, but a lot of times we aren't better than that. So, and it being my first 8K, all things considered, 25:53 is something I'm pretty proud of. I got like 38th place overall, out of probably a field of 140 people maybe. So, not all of the runners were D1, of course. There's some state college and junior college and, unattached folks as well. But, in a pretty fast field, not super fast, but, it shows that I do have potential to be a good runner. And it's something that, it's, I don't know, whatever. It is what it is. So I'm sorry I've been talking a lot and probably too long, but yeah, I don't know. It's that's all I kind of have to say for right now. It's I don't know exactly where it's headed into the future, specifically with running or with being on a team or anything. So that I suppose will unfold itself within the next few weeks. And just lately feeling like I've come out of a bit of a fog and probably pushed it a little bit too hard in training and obsessed maybe a little bit too much. So happy to be back, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have been enjoying these videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys are doing well out there and enjoying the outdoors and enjoying training and stuff. So, thank you.